Hello, Joey here. Um, my daughter uh, talked me into making a video out of this thought I had. Um, so uh, here's a little glimpse inside my head. Um, it's about time and uh, and how I think it's a product of the interaction between it's it's an interaction between the creation of light and electromagnetism. Okay, so you know, try and grasp it if you can. Um, and it's created on a micro level, first of all. Uh, we as biological energy objects see light as whether it may be man-made or from the sun and the planets and other stars for that matter. Most give it no thought at all. Most people don't. I mean, there's people out there that do, but most people don't. Um, they simply call it night and day. Even at night, we still have the moon lighting the sky, so you know it's light. Think about it a little deeper. All time that we set everything about our lives is based in this conversion of light into time. You got you got hours in the day, days of the week, weeks in a month, time split up into AM, PM. That's all for, you know, pretty much managed by sunlight. And then the monthly cycle, monthly cycle making up the year arrives as moonlight, and so on and so forth. So, you know, my point is that no matter which way you look at it, the time we observe is based on the light, that we see. Now, that's the key word, observe. Because if we can't observe light, there would be nothing to look at, hence no concept of time. We wouldn't have any way of knowing anything if there wasn't any light. We wouldn't even know the universe was here. Now, light just doesn't, like in the Bible, and he said, let there be light. And it was. And it just don't work that way, people. Um, Light is created by protons of the atom, which if you watch a little bit of Dr. Claudia Albers, the Planet X physicist, you learn a little more about that. In the right conditions, a proton will split open from the interaction with other atoms. When this split happens, it creates a photon. So the proton, if the conditions are right, through the interactions of all the other atoms together, the proton will split and create a photon, light. And the magnetic fields of these atoms is the proverbial smoking gun for the presence of light. So without this process, we would not have time. If you think about it, a little note, maybe that's why we all have individual realities, because we are all observing more or less light. So with more or less light, it would change each and every one of our perceptions. Now, wouldn't it? Um, you know, I think it would. with electromagnetism creating the conditions for the proton to split into a photon, it plays the biggest role in the creation of time. Now, electromagnetism creates negative and positive polarities, and these polarities in turn create points or lines of induction. Now, I hypothesize that these lines of induction are a sort of freeway that the photons follow electrically, which follow to the Earth for us to observe, making time as we know it. So I don't subscribe to the space and time fabric and gravity warping it. I don't subscribe to Einstein. I'm an electrical universe subscriber, so let that be known. Time is instantaneous. It hits the retina of the eye and is stored data in the brain. Now, what else does that? Light. Light hits the retina and is, interpreted by the brain and stored. So time does the exact same thing. Only, light is time, basically, is what I'm saying. In this manner, magnetism is throughout the universe and is touching everything at once, making light that way. So, remember, magnetism's carrying the light. Magnetism is what creates the split of the photon, or the split of the proton into the photon, making light. And light travels through the induction lines of the electromagnetism throughout the universe and hits the retina, and time does the same thing. So, they're all connected, and it's three things. Number three again. Magnetism, polarities, and induction. But again, in this manner, magnetism is throughout the universe and is touching everything at once, making light that way. As soon as light stops, instantly it's dark, and vice versa. So what I'm saying there is there's not a speed to light. I don't believe that light travels at you know distances. It's instantaneously. Um, there is no speed for light. It's instantaneous. Which is because the electromagnetism throughout the universe attracting and repelling and pushing and pulling and all touch one another in some shape or form throughout the universe. Now, with that being said, when something, if it's on one side of the electromagnetism field and gets drawn to another, it's like that. It's like instantaneous. There's no such thing as speed. It's just there, bam, bam, And the fact that light is carried on this is, in this hypothesis of mine, is why, I think light has no speed. It's instantaneous, Now, so for the end of this video, real quick, I'm gonna do some more on this. So, question: if they're food for thought, and I'll give you the answer for you guys to think about, see what you think. But so, if there is no such thing as a speed limit or speed itself throughout the natural universe, then why does man stamp a speed on everything that is moving? And my answer to that would be man, in my opinion, attaches a speed to moving things because that is how he or she physically observes or perceives it. The human mind seems to be limited as to the limits it can physically or tangibly observe things, excluding very few people. I mean, our minds, most people don't think about this kind of shit. But anyway, um, yeah, yep. jrride33@gmail.com, or leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Peace out.